Because we have a test coming up.
That's on Wednesday. Yep, 2 days of review.
I would be sick.
Wednesday. Don't be sick here.
Don't be sick, be Mason.
Yeah. Okay, your goal today, though, is to not overthink. Because all you're doing, honestly, is the distance formula or midpoint. Okay? But you're not going to be having numbers, you're going to have just variables.
So we don't actually have to do it?
Well, it's just going to look goofy. Just don't overthink, okay? Just don't overthink. Don't overthink. Okay, so we have some tips when you are using the coordinate system in a proof. So you want to always use the origin as either a vertex or the center of your triangle. What's the origin?
Origin is the
We'll see if they can number 1 through 5.
4. Always 4.
Okay. You like even numbers? I want to say 5.
Oh, you like odd numbers?
Okay, what is the origin?
Oh, you guys like
0, 0.
big
I was
numbers?
Okay,
just-
we're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. Okay? And you want to place one side of your triangle on an axis, either the x or y. Okay? And then you always want to try to keep your triangle in the first quadrant if possible. Because this will help you make your calculations as simple as they can be. So let's just give some variables to these triangles here. What would, let's call this guy A. What would the ordered pair of that be? For sure.
0, 0.
You for sure know that's 0, 0.
Oh, for sure.
Probably not, right? Not very well.
You made it though.
What would we give B?
0x.
Do I know how far I went over?
No.
So we have to give it a variable.
0y.
Like x 0, right? Because I don't know how far I went over, but I know for sure I went up 0, right? Okay. And if we call this guy C, do I know how far I went over?
No. So X.
Well, I can't use x because x is right here.
Oh, I thought.
What
Then can we put A there?
Yeah, you can put an A here.
Let's do AB.
And I went up B?
Yeah.
Okay, so those are going to be kind of what you're doing today.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's a start.
Putting in letters.
Yeah.
And then we move it from AB to CD.
Mason? I did.
Okay, now we have an isosceles triangle, so we know some things are true about this guy. Alright? What's A going to be?
0, 0.
0, 0.
X 0. Right?
So, for me, this is how I think of things. I like to work with even numbers so I don't have fractions. I know B is directly between A and C, right? So, I'm going to call this guy like 2A. I'm over 2A. Not just 1A, but 2A. And how far up did I go? 0.
And so would B just be A?
Right, because then B would be halfway between 0 and 2A, which would just be A. Do I know how high up I went?
No.
No. So I can't use A.
S.
S. Whatever.
Oh, bass?
Any variable. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. So these are goofy, I will say that.
You know. Alright, sorry.
How do we prove segments are congruent?
By their sides.
Mathematical equation.
Which mathematical equation?
CP.
Nope.
No.
Use.
Alright. Angle side angle.
What actual formula?
Distance formula.
Yes. Write that down.
One.
Would it be beneficial if I wrote it out?
Yes.
You know, if only my parents would. I would be so down.
Hi.
It really felt like a Friday yesterday.
Dude, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday all felt like Mondays.
How do we prove parallel or perpendicular?
I don't know. If they have the same slope.
Slope.
Yeah. I'm super.
You got
this. I don't know what's happening.
What's my slope formula?
x2 minus x1 over y2 minus.
Y equals M.
You're
Oh, no,
so
y is
close.
over.
It's the wrong one. This one.
Guess I'll die.
That's low. What do you guys know about the slopes of parallel lines?
They're switched
The
around.
Same.
Parallel are the same.
Oh.
Perpendicular or opposite reciprocal.
I thought, okay. Yeah. It's okay.
That is
We
okay.
got what you meant. I don't know what we were asking. You don't have to say anything here, though, that's fine.
Okay. Are we ready to try one of these proofs?
Because I don't.
No.
Ready to go
Don't
home.
prove sweet.
Yes, of course we are.
Wait,
How are we even? Okay, yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
what median?
I'm so
Logan.
We got
I
grades,
do know that.
Okay. Here we go. I need you to be with me, and I can't talk over you. I need everyone to be with me. So it says the medians drawn to congruent sides of an isosceles triangle are congruent. So first off, you have to figure out what's a median. Anyone know?
The
middle
middle part.
So it goes from the vertex to the midpoints of a side. So
So most recurring numbers.
not in this case. So step one, you need to draw your triangle. So I know it's isosceles.
Holy, where's that?
I am done.
Okay. So kind of look isosceles.
Yeah.
No.
And then you're drawing to the median, so I need to put in my midpoints.
So then I should be like,
Oh.
I turned out pretty good actually.
Wouldn't
So
that
that
be in
would
the
be like-
middle of the triangle?
Should.
So that guy D and that guy E.
I'm still kind of surprised.
Are you guys with me?
Yes, I
I
am.
feel like we're not.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
scared.
no, we're. I can't.
You guys are so literal sometimes. I just need you to like focus. Just focus. So your job is to show that AE is congruent to DC.
Oh.
How?
Okay, so we need to label our coordinates here. So what would A be? Let's start with the easy one.
0, 0.
0, 0. Now to make your math a little easier, so I know B is how far between A and C.
2A.
It's half the length. And then what do I know about D between A and B?
It's
Also
Half. So I'm actually going to make C 4A, comma 0. And I'll show you why that's helpful in a second. Okay, let's do the easy one. What would B be then?
2.
2A. And then can we make it 2B for its height?
Wait, why is it 2B? For its height.
Because if I go to D, because D would be over A up
B.
B.
So AB.
Yep. And then E would be how many A's? 3A up.
That doesn't even make sense. And 1.
Yep.
Because she went to Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart
How does that have to do with anything?
Well, no, Sacred Heart, like, they have harder classes. Like, they're
Because
more, like, they go
I've
through
only been
things
living
faster
with
than
them,
Hey
so how
guys,
hard
can
can
we
it really
continue
be?
this conversation later? As in, let's continue this conversation later. Okay, thanks. So how am I going to show that these segments are congruent? What formula?
Distance formula.
Distance formula. So let's start with DC. So I'm going to have 4A minus A squared plus 0 minus B.
Whoa.
Then we have to simplify.
How is DC only 1?
9A plus, or 9A plus.
What's 4a minus 1a?
That's about 3A.
And that's just negative b squared.
Can't subtract 0.
So how do I simplify this right here? 9a, beautiful, plus b squared?
Yep.
Alright, so that's how long DC is. We can't simplify it anymore. Okay, now let's try it for AE. So I'm going to have 3a minus 0 squared, right? 3a minus 0.
Yeah.
And then b minus 0 squared. Then I'm left with 3a squared plus b squared. And did we already decide that this was 9a squared? So did I end up with the exact same thing?
Yeah.
That's how we prove it. So this guy is equal to this guy.
Oh.
Yeah, I do too.
You like these?
I like
Wait,
these.
so do we not need to write out a proof?
No, this is that's all you need to show.
Oh, okay. I like this better.
You guys are crazy.
I'd rather do these than the
Yeah, I hate words. I can't comprehend words.
I see we go back to the Uno cards.
Okay. We get air blast.
Yeah, and then also card.
Will Smith.
Okay, so for this one, we need to try. We need to try.
Okay. Take a second to read the next one.
Please. What are the prime numbers?
1,
I don't know.
3.
Wait, how do you know what kind of triangles you say?
So if it doesn't give you a specific like isosceles, you just draw some random triangle.
Oh, so
29.
I was gonna draw.
This Bundy is 29 a prime number.
Yeah, just because you know what combinations of numbers that multiply 29 times 29
And then you got 30.
and 1. Okay, so you start off by drawing your triangle.
37. I don't think 39 is a prime.
13 and 3.
41.
13 and 3 is 3. 13 times 3. 13 times 3. Look. 19, 26, 39. You're so sick. Yeah, 13.
I've been sick for the past 2 weeks.
What do you mean?
I just don't.
3 times 13 is 39.
So we want to show the segment that connects the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is half the measure of your third side.
Sure.
Oh, so this is supposed to be another isosceles?
No,
Half the measure of our third.
we don't know that it is. Oops, I want that B.
2 B's.
Can you have like any random letters?
Oh yeah.
You want us to do the thing where
No, because I want to show that EF is half the length of AC.
I was gonna pin it.
So it's kind of tricky.
So.
Okay, let's go around. What is the order pair of A? A.
Zero.
We for sure know that, right?
Yes.
Correct.
And then C is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, well,
Or not.
we don't know that 'cause it's not isosceles. But I know that E is the midpoint of AB. So what would make sense for my x coordinate of B to be? 2 of whatever letter you want. Okay. Can I'm gonna use 2b, so I'm with my notes. I'm sorry. You do what you want, though. Okay.
Can we use A?
You can use a. 2b. And then what would I want my height to be of b?
4.
Not 4. 2.
2x.
I'm gonna call it h for height.
Wait, is B always
I'll go
2
with the
2?
B.
No, it's. I was trying to make our math easier when we do plug into the formula.
Why would you put 2? Yeah.
Because now watch.
Because you moved over
Because
2
now for e, what would my e be? Over
1.
b up h.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That makes sense because there's a midpoint.
Because there's a midpoint.
Okay.
So I just want.
X and Y. Probably shouldn't have done those ones, so I get confused.
We want to take a minute and change it?
I did the same.
Okay, so now we're going to have the same idea, guys. F is the midpoint of BC.
So,
So,
it's B and, or no, it's 3B and H.
well, it can't be B because it's not isosceles. So I don't really know what this distance. So I know right here is
Oh, let's
2B.
talk about F.
I don't really know what this distance is. So can I call it 2A?
I don't know.
Sure.
Because then what would this total distance from A to C be?
Couldn't tell you.
2B plus 2A.
2B plus 2A. Okay, so what would the ordered pair of F be? 2B plus how many A's?
or 1A.
Plus 1A, and up how high?
2A plus A.
Oh, thank you. Take that.
Just H.
Just H, yep.
Javis won 8-0 varsity. Won
Wait, what is it? 2B.
Because 2B only gets me to here on the X. Because this is where 2B is.
Why do you have a 2 common
2B
H?
plus 2.
What?
Why do you have a 2 common H?
That's supposed to be 2B plus
Hold on.
2.
What's your question?
Why do you have a 2 common H?
2 comma H, because that's how high up it is.
No, what
Can it
is
be
Oh,
2B plus
yes.
A?
Yes, thank you, thank you.
That's a steal from you. What?
Okay, let's just see if it works. Are we kind of up to speed?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what? Now it's B plus A?
Yep, I was wrong. I made mistakes. Have grace. You guys make mistakes, I
I
make
have
mistakes.
no idea what's going on.
I know.
Never gonna wait, so can you just say that?
Okay, let's find the distance of EF. So we're just plugging into the distance formula.
Uh-huh.
So 2B plus A minus
He's
B.
gonna run you over something.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
No.
So 2B.
It is confusing.
B plus A squared.
But it's one of those things that we do.
What happens if we run out of H's?
That's okay, because what's H minus H?
0.
0. So 2B minus 1B is B plus A
It's B
squared,
squared plus A squared.
0.
which is just 0, right? So
Yeah.
can I just erase that?
Yeah, no.
What do you mean, brother?
It's important.
Can I simplify that anymore?
No.
Yeah.
B squared plus A squared.
It would just be, because this square root and that squared cancel, so it would end up just being B plus A.
6, 7, 8.
Okay, now let's try
Listen to German.
A, C. Oh, this one's not so bad, because look at this. 2B plus 2A minus 0.
Whoa.
So it's 2B plus 2A squared. So then it would just end up being 2b plus 2a.
Or actually, it's 2 here.
You can square. Oh, sorry. Or this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cute. I like this.
Yeah, no, mine's only like $90.
No, it's.
Okay. Are you guys to this point?
Sure.
So this square root and that 2 are going to cancel, right? That
So
exponent?
there's just 2.
So it'd just be 2b plus 2a. What can I factor out of that?
2.
Oh, yeah.
B plus a. So now did I show that this is half this amount?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Why for this question, the squaring canceled out with the one before
Which one?
the other two? The one before.
Oh, good question. She's wondering if I'm understanding you right. Why I couldn't cancel that out? Because this is separate, whereas this is together in a quantity. That's why. Really good question. All right, so you're gonna try your homework,
Okay.
and we're gonna see how it goes.
Only 10 questions.
Can I get a